No, but you don't understand. They're trying to make you think that the Israeli-Palestine conflict is something new, something that just happened in your generation, when realistically, this conflict goes all the way back to 1917, World War I. And if you want to blame somebody, don't blame the Israelis, don't blame the Palestinians, blame the fucking British. And I'm gonna tell you why. So, we go back to 1917. There's a British Foreign Secretary named Arthur Balfour. And Arthur Balfour writes a letter to Lord Walter Rothschild of the Zionist Federation movement, right? Now, Rothschild is this incredibly wealthy man, right? And he's part of the Zionist movement, which is essentially a movement saying that Jews should have their own home within Israel, right? So, Balfour, he writes to the Rothschilds, and he tells them, he expresses great sympathies for the Jewish people, and he's trying to get funding from the Rothschilds because they've got so much money. We're in the middle of World War I. Well, we're at the tail end of World War I. But that's the plan, is to get funding from the Zionist movement by promising them their own state. But here's the kicker. At the same fucking time, the British are involved in two other agreements. One of them is a secret agreement with the Sharif of Mecca, okay, where they told him, they said, hey, listen, if you and your forces rise up against the Ottoman Caliphate, don't forget, during World War I, the Ottoman Empire, they were dogging on bitches. They were winning. They were kicking ass, right? Gallipoli, they kicked the British's fucking ass. So the British approached them and they say, hey, listen, Sharif of Mecca, if you rise up against the Ottoman Caliphate, we will give you your own Arab state within Israel, Palestine, right? So now they've got the same land promised to two different groups in exchange for their help. But here's the real kicker. There's a third secret agreement going on. The Sykes-Picot Act, okay, where the British and the French have secretly created a map where they've carved the fuck out of the Middle East and said, okay, so this is going to be French, this is going to be British, but this area that we're calling Palestine, this is going to be like an international zone with Arabs and Jews and Christians and all different sorts of people, right? Which is not what anybody was promised. So now suddenly, you've got three different promises about one piece of land. You've got the British saying that us and the French are going to carve it up. You got the Arabs saying, well, we've been promised this land. And you've got the Zionists saying, well, we've been promised this land. And then the war ends. And what happens is 30 years of British occupation, okay? Where the British, they start, as soon as like Jewish people arrive in England, they are provided with Palestinian passports. They are given, transportation to Palestine. This is the way that the British were trying to solve the anti-Semitic problem throughout all of Europe. But it ended up creating an entirely new problem, which you don't even, a lot of people try to blame the Israelis, a lot of people try to blame the Palestinians, but at the core of this problem, blame the British.